Good morning, good morning. All right, so this is going to be hopefully the last part of putting together my Jeep after the application of the LizardSkin, doing the sound dampening and the insulation. And so, yeah, we're just going to hop right into it. Let me show you what's on the agenda today specifically. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish removing the tape. You can see I've already kind of done it. Again, the recap is the green tape that I use primarily around the edges. I mean, it did a really great job at, you can see those lines are very defined. Even though I was putting it over on top of grease in some situations, but yeah, the doors are basically. Oh, and I got some overspray here on the weather stripping. You know, worst case scenario, if I really want to, I'll go ahead and just replace the weather stripping. It's probably needed anyways. And let me show you the hardtop. So the hardtop, I got almost all the tape off. I'm pretty sure there's a section down there covered that I got to find where it is. I'm gonna have to look at a previous video and poke in it and pull the rest off. But I believe I got the rest here. And then just got a little bit of overspray here on the window, but that's easily come off with the razor blade. Again, you can see the green tape with the real good lines. Lesson learned: before you tape, make sure you clean really well, because as you saw on, I believe it was part 2, I had cleaned up all these just various grease stains, but now they're still there. I should have cleaned it all before I taped up. And let's head over to the parts that I painted that we'll have to do the touch up. All right, so these should be all dried up now. I am going to let the metal get a little bit warmer before I take them down and go ahead and start doing the touch up where the tie straps and everything was touching. And then up here to where, you know, it's basically leaning on the 4x4. This method worked really well. It looks like this is kind of bending here with all the weight in the center, but it'll be all right. But yeah, so basically just going to take these all down, do the little touch-ups as required, probably try to just get a small brush and just spray some of the paint into the epoxy paint into the cap, and then just kind of do the touch-up that way, because it's really very minor. And let's go show you where it's all going to end up. And here we are. Once the roll cage is all, basically the touch-up paint is dried. It takes about 2 hours to be able to handle it. We'll go ahead and start installing it. I still got a little bit of foil in there. I'll be coming in here and removing all the tape and everything. But for the most part, it's done. And then everything that we put back in, I'm going to be, like for all these individual holes, I'm going to be doing, using my father's tap and die set to get the screws and the holes, the threads all correct, so that basically, you know, just taking the time to do it right, because some of them were pretty in bad shape. And yeah, you know, it's just time to send it. Let's go.
Alright, so in case you're wondering why we're taking this back out, these are designed to go in with the factory cage already installed. When you're trying to get to the bolts up here and here, and you have this big old clamp right here, you kind of got to try to move it, or just simply remove it, get everything in, and then you can slide the bar up and attach it.
No, it's not going to slide in.
Cousin, trust me. Trust me. So when we're done, I'll show you how it's done.
No comment.
What's going on, everybody? I'm trying to make sure I don't got any Christmas cookies in my mouth. Family just made some. They're delicious. But anyways, so we're going to be finishing up this video. Before I do, though, however, I want to show you these 3 tests that I took with the decibel meter just prior to doing anything. Excuse me. And then also I want to go ahead and show you the decibel reading that we took as soon as we put the hard top on, and then the final test that we did just as we put the rack on. So now pay attention to the numbers, and you got to kind of look to see where it averages out, because I basically recorded a bumpy part of the road, and I'm going to keep it all silent, so there's no audible. You just focus only on what you're seeing as far as the numbers. The original is with nothing done. Before we did anything, I think that averages around 82, maybe 83. And then the one where we did the second test was with only the hard top. I think that was averaging around 77, maybe 76. And then if you look at the final test with the with the rack on and the hard top, I think that's right around 77, 78. So I can hear a difference. And since I'm intentionally not putting the audio on there, because I don't think my phone audio would have been able to record it accurately, that it sounds definitely less. So if you take the worst case scenario, which would be in its current situation, let's just say 78 decibels, and then you take where it originally had the highest part of that, you take the lesser one, which is, let's say, about 82 decibels. Well, that's about 4 dB difference, so that is at least half the intensity that it was before we did anything. So that was a pretty good improvement. And like I said, you can definitely hear it when you're inside the Jeep. It sounds a lot better. It's not like it's, all of a sudden like you're in a limousine or something. It's just completely quiet outside. It's still a box going through the wind. But anyways, let's get right to it, and let me show you what the readings are. So let's send it. All right, so what did you think? Let me know. Those are the numbers as shown. It was the cheapest decibel reader on Amazon, so it wasn't the, like a high quality one. So there's a lot more inaccuracy in it. So you got to kind of, watch that. And you'll see a couple of times, every one of them jumped up to about like a hundred and into the hundreds. Those I just considered erroneous. Yeah, like I said, it sounds a lot better to me. I'm happy with it. So far, the work appears to be well worth it. And plus, as you saw us with the electrical, fixing some things that basically hadn't been working since I owned owned the Jeep. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. But anyways, sun is going down here on Friday. It's getting pretty cold, so I'm going to get inside. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.